SIL or school has always focused on doing something better, faster, cheaper or easier for you, for your business to grow or for you to get right triggers at right time so that it improves your business, it improves your life. Welcome to SIL Masterclass.
Hello everybody, my name is Yogesh, founder of School of Inspirational Leadership. Welcome to the learning series that we have today, and today's topic is delegation. As managers, as business owners, as leaders, a lot of people that I meet during consulting and training programs face issues in delegating to their staff. Few important reasons is I don't believe whether they would do it. No, it's better to do it myself. Now the key here is there are two fundamental questions you have to ask yourself. One, what is the worst that can happen? By the way, I'm sure you know that if you delegate, you can multiply your results, right? So delegation is the only skill which probably can give you multiple results, because 10 people can do 10 jobs at 10 different things, which means it's almost 100 times the job is increased. So the key here is delegation is a must for you to learn, and the best part is it's a skill to learn. So why don't people delegate? I mean, as I said, there are two things why people don't delegate. One, it's easier for me to do it myself, because I feel I'm the expert and I can do it better. I've been doing it and I don't want to let that job go out somewhere, because there is an innate ability, and I feel, oh, that's something that I can do by myself. Why do I need to take that risk? But if you don't take that risk, what's going to happen? You're going to have to do it every time, every day. So that's probably one of the reasons why good leaders are very good delegators. Now the key here is, the first trap that you got to get out of is, one, don't think that only you can do that job. There are people and competent people who can do that job. However, you need to give it first. So that's the first thing that you got to learn, is give that job to somebody. Now, is it possible that you just give them? No. There are specific 6 stages or 6 steps. If you follow, you will be able to delegate your task and be free to do better jobs, to take higher tasks, to make better decisions. And you see, if you are constantly into urgent work, or everything has to be done by yourself, it's going to mount a lot of stress on you. So a better way of doing things is, of course, delegating. So step number one is, have crystal clear clarity between you and the person that you're going to delegate the task to. Write it down on a piece of paper of what your expectations are versus what are the actions that the other person needs to do. This is the first action. If you have anything written down, it can be seen in black and white, and it becomes easy for the other person to understand what is expected out of him. Task number 1, that's stage number 1. Stage number 2 is, give him the authority to take decisions. Now, lot of entrepreneurs, businessmen and managers as well, I have seen leaders, by the way, leaders at top positions also, they do delegate the task, but they don't give the authority for somebody to take a decision when it is required to. Now what happens is, the poor fellow will do the task and at the end of the day still come to your desk asking you, sir, what to do with this? And there's no point, right? So that's not delegation. So you please give authority to that individual to take that decisions. Now, the fear is, what if he fails? But that's a different story. First stage, do step by step. So first stage, as I said, is have a crystal clear clarity. Second, give him an authority. Third, important is, train him on the activity that you want him to execute. So assuming you want an individual to create a project plan, you've given that, delegated that task to him, or maybe a proposal. So you give him a proposal, you say, okay, this is what I want you to do for this client, and you go to write down the proposal. Second, you've said, I've given you the authority to take a decision. Whenever you require, please come back to me. I will tell you what to do in form of training. So train him on that task becomes an important aspect of the leader. So it's your job to train him, right? So the moment you train him, what have you done? You have improved his skill levels. And because you've improved his skill levels, you will agree with me that if I know how to do it, my motivation level is up. So my will level goes up. So important is give him the authority and then train him well. Next point that you need to remember, fourth stage, is once you train him, then ask or give a timeline. So I as a leader personally believe to ask for a timeline. So a question here is, what is the possible time you will be able to complete it? Somebody says 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Stick with that timeline. Now, because of your urgency, do not just push that timeline on the other person. Take it because he's also in a learning curve. So if he says 3 days, no problems, take 3 days, get it done. I will get the customer arranged. I will get on the customer front. I'll handle it. But you ensure that it is happening in 3 days. And if there is any problem in 3 days, do come back to me. I will help and guide you. Now that becomes the fifth stage, which is becoming a coach. Now, a coach, have you ever heard that a coach goes in the stadium and tells the player or plays for him? No, coach never does that. Coach will only observe minutely the way the player is playing and then give him suggestion and guidance to ensure that the activity or the task is being done clearly. That is the last stage that you will be. The last stage is becoming his coach. Now, if you're going to become his coach, he will come to you for expert advices. You give him those advices and he is the person who's going to develop or execute that job or task. These are things that you got to ensure while you are delegating. The last piece that you got to ensure that you never do, never ever do, is to get that task back on your table. In the time frame, in the pressure, in the customer requirement, if you get that task on your table and you start doing it, you are creating an employee or a subordinate who becomes handicapped. So ensure in the developing process, in the developmental process, don't take that task in your hand back again. You have to give it to him, help him, guide him, coach him. Give him the complete authority to take decisions and stand beside him if he fails. All of that is fine, but the task has to be delivered by him. Now, important is, if you are able to do that and if the subordinate becomes successful, you have replicated a person who can do a job like you, which means you've got free. You've got free to take multiple other tasks in hand, some important things that you want to do for future, and probably develop the organizations in a faster and better way. Now that's the whole area of delegation for you. So ensure that these 5 to 6 steps are followed in the process of delegation. Do delegate and give authority. If you just delegate and don't give authority, then it is just the clerical job that you're expecting the other person to do. Never do that. And I hope these 5 steps are going to help you in how to delegate your task and scale up and multiply the business that you're doing. All the best. Thank you very much. See you in the next learning series.